quick message from the angels, Archangel Metatron in particular, and it's about what is going on with our world. I'm hearing about like just all kinds of structures and things falling apart all over. I mostly have exposure to what's happening in the US, and I've been listening to experiences of other people as well. And I'm and I've been hearing black hole and being shown like even this is beyond the people that we see are in power. This is the people behind the curtain. By nature, they consume, consume. They take. They use. And it's like their very essence is that of a black hole. That is the effects that they have on this reality. And even if our contribution to their power isn't necessarily as direct, not as, hands on, it's through these systems that were created through the vibration that they put out through their behaviors, their actions, and these systems that ultimately make humanity behave in a way that many are seeing now. Like, oh, people are connecting the dots now. Humanity realizes that, take capitalism, for example, the qualities that you need to have in order to thrive in a capitalist society is more in alignment with what the powers behind the curtain reflect, what they embody. And even though on a habitual basis, humanity is used to, behaving in these ways, on a soul level, our essence is different than theirs. We came here on a mission, and through reincarnation, that dream, that goal, that mission, that vision only gets reinforced. There are many people who have reincarnated in this experience so many times and have not had the most beautiful experiences, regardless on whichever side of the spectrum, whichever team they played for. It was, sorry for the shaking. The tripod is kind of set up weird. Hopefully that's not an issue. But it just goes to show how powerful the soul is, and how powerful just the frequency of love is, because it transcends lifetimes, it transcends each different intricate story that as an individual soul has lived, experienced. It transcends time periods, dimensions, realities, and it's going to get done. If you're watching this video, you're in a timeline where Earth doesn't fall. It's like a semi repetition of what happened with the fall of Atlantis, only except, again, regardless if the knowledge is in our conscious minds or not, on a soul level, on a genetic level, we know what to do differently. And through this mass awakening and even action that's being taken in humanity, the like the it's so funny because the fire alarm went off as soon as I was gonna bring up the burning of the warehouses. I'm gonna find a better place to put this. Just ignore the shaking. But the things that are happening like that, this sort of some of these destructive things, it's all a part of the fact that human consciousness has shifted in a way where in this timeline, there's just no going back. There's no going back to how things used to be. Definitely not. With everything that's on the table now, there's just no, like, there is no going back. This is a shift in power where humanity now is taking their power back and taking their autonomy back from people and beings that siphoned humanity's energy in order to create the timelines that, we experienced leading up into this moment. And there are only more structures that are going to continue falling apart, and there are going to be some of the most craziest laws and things that are created from the people in power and the people behind the curtain as a fear tactic. But understand your own sovereignty, understand your own control. The things that humanity is experiencing may be disorienting, but again, it's just I'm just seeing all these portals open and all of everyone's individual powers being sourced back to them. And what is required of humanity is to understand that you are in your own experience, to focus on how it is that you can show up in your own life that's a reflection of what you want to experience. And it looks different for all of us, but what connects us to our soul connects us all. And through that, the change that will overthrow the powers behind the curtain and the people in front of the curtain, the powers in front of the curtain, um, it will be possible. That's really all I'm getting. Don't let what's happening in the world stagger you, because really what's happening right in front of us is this sort of Hail Mary, throwing everything at us in the kitchen sink with, raising housing prices and the job market failing, and the raising homelessness population, especially in the older generations, which is kind of poetic in itself because they were the ones who grew up when these certain structures and systems and promises were being fortified. And it's just it's poetic in the way to show that, like, yeah, nobody is safe, even the ones who benefited from the system. In our physical bodies, we don't, in our physical mind, we may not have the, the maybe like an idea of like, yes, like this is how things are going to be moving forward, um, you know, through this process of kind of overthrowing the powers in control of this world currently. We don't have, like, the physical mind doesn't have that, but that in itself, like, it doesn't have that concept, but that in itself is beautiful because the higher mind does. And this kind of pinch that we're in, this all this pressure that humanity is under, as I said before, it's creating like, we're too tired to project onto the future, and it's forcing us to understand what it is that our soul desires in the moment, in the now, which is the only point in time that really exists. And through acting and behaving in the ways that is available to us now is the most efficient way to build a stable future. There's no more preemptiveness, because those behaviors of trying to project onto the future through a preemptive nature is unstable within itself. That very energy is what the old timelines banked off of, because it's so easy to throw a wrench in the plan. And I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it here. I hope this brought some ease, and just understand that the old world has ended, and humanity, through the higher mind and the actions and the aligned actions that we are taking, is creating these building blocks that are sustainable for a beautiful, beautiful future. And I might go into detail about this or talk a little bit more about this in a separate message, but don't fear the children of these times. They're seemingly displaced nature from, like, they're so far displaced from how the rest of humanity has grown up That's by design. So if you have kids, if you are around kids, what are they reflecting back to you? Do not be hard on the children and do not fear the future for the children. They are like circuit breakers. They are what we need to not only show us what we need to change, but also how to actually listen to our souls, to reconnect us with that sense of freedom and that free thinking, fun, nonsensical nature that we've honestly all lost. That's it. Thank you for listening. I'll catch you in the next one.